Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another H3 waiting room. We have quite a bit to talk about. We're going to just dive right in immediately. Because a lot going on, not just in the H3 world, but in the snark world. They're going a little bit apeshit about this. Not going to lie, I did pre-watch. You know, we have to be honest here. But even though I pre-watched, I still just I don't know. I can't believe what I've heard. So let's just get right into it. It's time to get quasi indeed. Okay, so this is from H3 Productions, posted 13 hours ago. My response to Idubbbz. And we can tell by this like and dislike ratio, this might have turned some opinions. So yeah.
Also known as Idubbbz, released a content cop about me. His video's over an hour long and it's full of a lot of accusations. We watched the entire video, every frame of it, responded to every accusation on the podcast in a really long episode. We watched the whole thing, so if you're interested in a more thorough response to everything, I would recommend watching this episode. The video that I'm making today, however, I don't need an hour for, because there's really just one central point that I want to make here. My good friend Ian, in his hour-long takedown, did not mention...
I can't get over it too. That's why I wanted to jump right into this video. So we'll talk about everything. This is crazy.
One time, Child Protective Services. Not one time in the entire video. He never says CPS. No mention, no explanation, no overview, nothing. Zero mentions of CPS. A few weeks ago, Child Protective Services showed up to our house at 6 a.m. to interrogate us about an anonymous tip they got that our kids were crawling around and eating dog shit at catching diseases. Ian spends the majority of his video characterizing me like a raving lunatic who's lashing out at everyone around me with zero provocation.
Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops harassing other creators, maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace and we can like rekindle our friendship. And I feel like I am speaking up.
I completely forgot he said that, and then at the end of the video also said, Ethan needs to get his ass kicked. The whole video could be a case study on CTE. It's kind of amazing.
Up for a lot of people who have problems with you, and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
What he doesn't say is the majority of these clips he's using are taken from this episode. Now, does he ever show the title of this episode? No, he does not ever show the title of this episode. Snark called Child Protective Services on us. Not only does he not show the title, he doesn't explain why I'm upset, who I'm mad at, why I'm mad at them. Zero context. I am just an anonymous, screaming lunatic.
It's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack.
You were being too extra when CPS got called on you. Talk about lacking empathy, right?
Episode, the same day that CPS came to my home, I was understandably irate. This was a provocation that I had not experienced. It went into my real world, was affecting my children and my life in a way that I found extremely disturbing and an escalation that I found very unacceptable. Now, why am I mad at Ian for this? Well, let's start here. Denims is someone he's accusing me of in his video of harassing. Let's see what Denim said about my children 3 days before CPS was called.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former...
I'm glad they're playing. I'm glad I forgot that he used this clip. People are still saying that this chat is fake. Like they're a bunch. I swear they probably all collectively have an IQ of 100, but this is obviously an edit of the chats from this side that's collected to show all of the times that they talked about CPS or talked about, you know, child endangerment, whatever. It's clearly a collection, not just because it's scrolling past the video she's watching. Why would she have a chat scroll past the video she's watching? But it doesn't even work in the way that chats usually work. Chats pop in, they don't scroll in. So it's obviously an edit. She's edited in this clip while the chat keeps scrolling at the same pace. I don't understand how people keep going, this is clearly an edited video, it's fake. Yes, it is edited, but why would that mean it's fake? I'm sorry, I just keep seeing people saying that the chat isn't real, it's not Ethan, this is fake, this is clearly edited. And I'm like, what is this, CGI? I'm just, let's just keep going.
Housekeeper is...
And she doesn't directly say the things the Bad Empanada is saying, but she doesn't contest them either. So she's basically saying, she's not saying, but she's supporting it through inaction. Again, we're talking, a lot of the critiques that Ethan has on a lot of these people is that they don't do anything about their audience or their friends being bad. And I feel like that's such like an easy thing to own up to. And I don't know why everybody is being so like ridiculous about that. Hold your friends accountable. But everyone's going, no, Ethan, we're trying to hold you accountable.
him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like...
I can't believe Ian is criticizing Ethan's podcast, which is really successful, while his is probably super fucking boring. No, he chooses to have a low audience. He chooses to talk about vampires kissing or whatever, and that's why it doesn't get views. He could get a bunch of views if he wanted to, but it's all about, you know, where he wants to be in life. I don't think Ian believes... I think he believes what he's saying, but I feel like it's cognitive dissonance. He's choosing to not see the thing that's obviously in front of him, and he's choosing to side with the people that he wants to consider his friends. He's going, oh, well, I won't even say consider his friends, because he considers like beneficial to him in the moment. That's all it is. He doesn't even consider these people his friends, and that's clear in the way that he talks about them too.
Like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something. But they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Have you heard of the human STD, George Giantitis?
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
And there, like, she isn't saying that it's true, but she's going, I'm finding all this stuff out that's bad. Basically agreeing with it, going like, oh, well, it's a claim that's being made and I found it, so how is this happening so often? She supports what Bad Empanada's saying. Even watching the video on stream is kind of supporting it. I mean, let's be honest.
We have Mold Mondays. Now we have Shit Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem.
Kids get sick all the time because they don't have immune systems. They build their immune systems by getting fucking sick all the time. And yeah, she has the worst fake faces and voices. She just isn't a real person. She is an amalgamation of all the beliefs of the people around her. And that is true for a lot of these fucking people, honestly.
A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces. I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that he said, everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew, playing.
No wonder this motherfucker is always sick. Yeah. Yeah. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is it happening? How is this happening? Yeah, I mean, I don't even make fun of people's weight. I've never made fun of people's weight. I do make fun of people's posture. If you're making an active decision that like you don't give a fuck about your health or your posture or your dog.
You look like you could roll your shoulders back, let's be real. We all sit at desks, let's be honest. None of us have great posture.
Dog shitting all over the house to the point where your kids are getting giardia. That's the image of someone who is not well. Wait, what? Wait, what, Dams? Wait, what? You guys didn't know about this? Yeah. Meth Zempic diet. Oh, God.
Even after CPS was called, Denham's attempted to justify it by claiming that it's okay because children can't be traumatized.
I don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3. They don't understand this shit. So I told him,
create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years
Starting a little high here, gotta be honest. Giving her a little too much credit.
old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. Nah, yes, you are. No, you're not. When we're talking about being able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff. But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past like 15.
I think that was probably the most stupid part of that statement. It wasn't saying that you don't have memories from 1 to 5 or whatever. It's the fact that she said, even if you do have memories, you're going to forget them later on. Like, what? I had this very detailed memory from the time I was 3, but then once I hit 15, I just completely forgot it. If it's a transformative memory, it'll last. My grandma told me a story about when she was in like 1st grade or something. Kindergarten. Like, kids remember stuff from very young and remember it until they're very old.
You have maybe 1 or 2 memories.
If you're wondering who the guy is she's watching, his name is Bad Empanada. And as far as harassment campaigns go, you'd think that Ian, as someone who cares so deeply about it, would be talking about him and not me. Here's a small taste.
I'd like to pay tribute to Ethan Klein and the new Twitch TOS that...
honestly, Denham's might... I don't know if it'll make her look better, but maybe she just needs to come on stream and be like, I just thought that was true because my earliest memory is from when I was 10. Like, it won't make her look smarter, but at least it'll make her, like, look more reasonable.
declares Zionism. Zion is the slur. I'd like to pay tribute to him by playing the first in Al-Aqsa video game where you kill Zionist soldiers as a Palestinian resistance fighter. Anyways, are these Israelis? They're just standing there? I mean, is the Israeli army a bunch of Ethan Kleins? Like, they're all on a fucking Ozempic binge. They don't understand what's going on around them. They haven't.
The fact that Bad Empanada has any level of success, I think, proves to me that the internet truly is just full of 13 to 15-year-olds. Because that's the only people that would be like, this is so funny. Like, because he's not even making like clever commentary about it or like trying to make like a joke. He's just going like, let's go fucking kill these people. Like, what?
Notice me. Where do they keep the secretaries?
Not that you could make a clever joke, let me be clear, but I'm just saying, like, he's not even making the attempt. At one point, he literally goes, like, what's the point of this game? What am I even supposed to be doing here?
In here? I'm hunting for secretaries right now. Secretary got...
Here's Bad Empanada once again, who posted...
Yeah, to imply that if the kid doesn't remember it, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's just dumb too, because that's literally abuser logic. If you're gonna say that a kid doesn't remember stuff at a young age, that's like what an abuser says when they're like, well, they're not gonna remember it anyways. Who cares if I threw them across the room? They're too young. It doesn't matter if I screamed in their face. They're a kid. Because regardless of if they even have the like conscious memory, the trauma can still last too. Like, it doesn't even matter if they have like the memory itself, because you can still develop trauma, like, and then repress the memory. So just all around a weird point to try and be like, well, it's fine. It's fine to have your kids talk to CPS. It would be in some cases, but you're just some random person online.
A story saying, I'm the one who called CPS on Ethan Klein. I want CPS to take his kids away because they are seriously endangered.
Boom! It's like
Today was pretty bad, wasn't it?
It's like the old scary maze game. I wonder how many people just like threw an elbow through their screen when they saw it. He is truly a horrifying looking person. And I don't know if it's like his attempt to do it, but it's just it's something, the coldness in his eyes. All the smile lines from how happy he is at I don't know what. No man should be this happy while running away from so much.
Really sucked for you. You were so disappointed. The betrayal of one of your closest long-term friends, huh?
And I don't know if this is true, but I did see people speculating that the video of Bad Empanada here is something that he sent to Ethan directly, because nobody's seen this video before, and the way he's phrasing it does seem like this is something he sent directly to Ethan. And that's just fucking so weird. Georgie Borgie is a absolute degenerate scumbag with weird intentions. Post it online, bro. Don't try and make it personal. Don't try and come at him in DMs or something.
Tick-tock, though, Ethan. Tick-tock, because this was just a taste. This was just a small part of what we have organized for you. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse, Mr. Klein. Every day, sit there just waiting in misery, in fear of what we have in store for you. Tick-tock goes the clock.
Maybe if he stops harassing other creators.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor.
Maybe if he does these things, eventually he'll find peace.
House is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit.
And I feel like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you.
I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it.
That statement is so weird. Speaking up for people that have a problem with you as if they haven't been vocal themselves. Oh, because I'm a big channel. What about Hassan? Hassan's another fucking huge channel too. It's not like he's some like small creator. These are just the lackeys of a bigger creator that Ethan is having to, you know, basically fight off. It was basically I forget who was talking about this, but they were talking about it's like in a movie when you're fighting when the main character is fighting a bunch of like mini little like grunts. They're fighting off a bunch of like nobodies and just like, you know, dodge, punch, like John Wicking them, but then they have to take on the one big guy, the one dude who's like, hey, comes out, he's the tank. And that was basically what Ian was trying to be, but he was a tank with like a fucking broken leg. Like, I don't even know what was supposed to happen from this.
Or if just from like contact with it with their hands or something.
I was particularly angry during this episode entitled Snark Called CPS on Us, because I hold denims to be one of the primary reasons, in my opinion, why CPS was called. Another one of their friends, Froggy Tonic, had been spreading the same malicious rumor about me on Twitter for days before CPS was called as well.
I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in. There would be
I know we all love the goofs and gaffes, but I hope people can understand the need for Warzone when we find out he got skulls. And that video from Bad Empanada on top of all the info that is public. I agree with that completely because, like, I understand people don't like the Warzone segments, but he saves it till the end. They try and not get into it too much. So, like, we need the episodes. We need some good content. You want the goofs and gaffes, I mean, they're there too. Stay there for the first couple hours and then, clock out. You can leave. But, I mean, we just got a really long episode because this content is so necessary. Like, the fact that people think it's okay, because we'll get into it once he talks about the skulls, but, like, it's just the idea that even if they're not from a fucking graveyard or some shit, people want to act like it's okay. Like, what? I don't understand.
Be an occasional froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that, Like, I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it. But fair enough. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit, I'm sure.
Now let me show you the tweets that Ian conveniently omitted. Me when my 3 kids ask me why they haven't seen me in the past 4 months. I was in my basement. How can you shun a fallen fan when they worry about their 3 kids when they can't be bothered to protect their dogs? Ethan was neglectful with his dogs. He's already been neglectful with his kids, and he will continue to be. As a child of a neglectful, bipolar, narcissistic dad, that's precisely why I worry about Ethan's kids.
This is an issue I have. This is literally one of Ian's points in the H3 Content Cop was that Ethan is being parasocial somehow, stupid point, but somehow Ethan is being parasocial to Hassan or something. This is quite literally the issue with parasocial relationships. The idea that for some reason through watching their content and hearing segments of their life that you can discern that their child is struggling with the same thing that you dealt with. It was probably a terrible thing that you dealt with, but don't project it onto other families that you don't even know. Even like tangentially, because you were just Ian's editor from what he says. You were just Idubbbz editor. You weren't even like a close friend of his. So yeah, like this is the issue with parasocial relationships, is it leads to people thinking it's okay for them to call CPS on people they don't know.
Kids. I explained it on the podcast, but the truth of the matter is it's all a lie. It's all wrong. The man is talking about my children. He's painting me as a terrible parent.
So is your claim then, so you think he got a package and then returned it. So your claim is that he's committing a felony by making a false claim that he contacted the FBI to deceive people. That's a crime. To assume that is stupid. You know what probably happened is we'll get into it. The website took the fucking page down because they probably got wind that people are talking all this shit up about a page that was left up. Maybe they accidentally left a page up that did anyone try and purchase the skull? Because did they see if the purchase would have gone through if they had tried to purchase it? Because now the page isn't up anymore. Just because it comes from a website doesn't mean shit. Did you expect them to go to a fucking graveyard? The fact that it comes from a website is the perfect guise to say, what? I was just sending a gift to one of my favorite creators. It's back up for sale, huh? It's back up for sale? 404, item not found. The skull in question. You can only find it on the fucking Wayback Machine. Because the website probably caught wind that people are saying that this skull is still up when it's not. And I don't even know if that's true. None of us know what's true. But for you to make the assumption is weird.
A neglectful parent and saying that whose claim to fame
Why not just take it at the face? You want to believe everybody else at at the face value. Why can't you just believe that he got it? You're claiming that he is committing a felony by lying about contacting the FBI.
Idubbbz' friend and former editor is spreading malicious, damaging rumors.
What makes you think it went back up? Can you tell me that? Because someone was saying in a thing, oh, it says that it was a It was up for sale again. It doesn't say that in the description at all. But again, we'll get into all of this.
About me that led to the CPS being called, which, by the way, Ian does not.
And a problem with their listings. A problem with a website's listings is no room to claim. Is no room to claim that he's the one who purchased it and is lying about it. That makes no sense.
Explain one time. He did not mention why I'm angry at Froggy Tonic. He did not mention why I'm angry at Denims. He did not mention the name of the episode. He did not mention what the episode was about. He actually has a perfect opportunity to explain the CPS call, but watch what he does here instead.
Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to kill their dog with cheddar cheese and a bunch of other shit.
What other shit, Ian? Other shit is doing a...
Yes, it would be super easy to track the sale. And again, Ethan is definitely in contact with the FBI, right? He has been in contact with the FBI. So if the FBI sees that he's lying about being in contact with them, I think he would probably get in trouble for that, right? Right? So I guess we'll see.
A lot of heavy lifting, man. Now, why does this matter? Because Anissa was yucking it up with these guys.
And tell me, it's a veiled threat. My assumption is they could probably get away with this because it isn't a crime to own these things. It's a veiled threat. If it's just coming from some random person.
During the period in which they were spreading this rumor and when the CPS call was made. The CPS call is central to understanding this story. You cannot tell this story without that context. And to try to tell this story without including that detail, it would be the most bad faith, cruel, gaslighting hit piece of all time. Unfortunately, that's exactly what he did. He convinced his audience that the reason that I'm mad, that I'm lashing out, simply because I'm a raving lunatic. I am crashing out. I'm just crazy and harassing his friends for no reason. And by the way, to my good friend Ian of 8 years, I really appreciate you weaponizing my mental health against me.
To make Ethan crash out. He's having a parasocial weird crash out. People can have crash out moments. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help.
Someone who I've confided in over the years with my struggles with it, who understands what I've been through, the lengths that I've gone to work on myself and improve my mental condition. For him to throw that in my face, to characterize anything I'm doing as crashing out, that I need help, that I need to get some kind of treatment, is cruel and pathetic on a level I didn't think he would ever be possible of doing. One ridiculous point he keeps hammering on is that I'm hating on him, I'm harassing him, simply because he's following people on Twitter.
We're not gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow.
How would you get the skull sent to your house then? What are you talking about? You can't send it to someone's house. What matters is the intention of it. What might be my assumption, unless you can quote some law. I don't know about human remains. Maybe you're an expert on the law involving human remains, but my presumption would be that since you can buy it legally, gifting it to someone wouldn't be necessarily illegal. If you bought it and gifted it to a college or something, would that be illegal? If you gifted it to a science YouTuber, would that be illegal? I assume the intentionality would probably matter there. Why wouldn't they anonymize the skull?
People?
Because my presumption is they just bought it from the website and had it sent directly to them. That would be my guess. That's why it was wrapped up the way it was.
That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
I'm not upset, Ian, because you follow people. That is absurd. I'm mad because you are actively engaging with these people on social media, in DMs, while this harassment is happening, seemingly indifferent to it, silent on it. In a sense, I felt like you were more on their side than my side.
Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out.
Our silence means something. That's exactly what we felt. Wow, it's almost like we were right about you. There's something that I've never talked about publicly, but around the same time, we received 2 human skulls in the mail at our home, which led us to having a very pleasant...
What if you...
Who is saying it was purchased anonymous? I mean, that's what I'm saying is I think that it might just be from some idiot who thinks that they can get away with it by saying it was just a gift. That's my guess. I think it's probably an easy case, open and shut too.
FBI. Things have
But you
progressed
started by
well
saying you think that means that he sent it to himself. That's how you started off this conversation.
past the point of that's just what the internet does. Ian had a recent revelation. He's transcended into a new person. He's achieved nirvana and discovered empathy at age 32.
I think only in these past couple of years have I gained the ability empathy, and I'm very ashamed to admit that. It sounds really pathetic to say at the age of 32 I've acquired empathy, but I have, and I've realized it because I just can't help myself but feel for other people's pain and suffering now. I'm still not perfect. I think that is, my empathy meter's only maybe a quarter of the way filled up, potentially.
Oh, that's why you made the content cop. It makes sense now.
But it's at least there.
In the spirit of his newfound enlightenment, he had this to say.
I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it. The content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people for very lackluster reasons and, obviously didn't have any accountability online whatsoever on my end. I was morally grandstanding and acting as if I am any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos on, and I'm not. I'm a human, I'm a real human who makes mistakes, and I make a different set of mistakes than the people I was making videos on, but it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. It's also indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave, and it's not.
What happened? Am I so uniquely evil that you're willing to abandon your newfound principles after, less than a year? What is it that I've done, Ian, that makes me more detestable than any of the other people that you've content copped? And for what did you do this? To revitalize your dying career? This entire video reeks of desperation, of being thrown together, and poorly researched. I don't really even understand why they did this, and I can't imagine that it's going to be worth it. Thanks for the 8 years of friendship, buddy. Have fun with your new friends.
You're not going to trivialize me simply talking about being against an ethno-state? What are you talking about? When did I trivialize any of the statements you made? I clearly interacted with you and told you that I believe you were wrong. And what makes Israel an ethno-state? The fact that they have people like Arabs in their, in political office, that they have people, what makes it an ethno-state? Tell me. Yeah, go, why aren't you watching Denims or something? Why are you here? Genuinely. But here's my other question for you. So he showed the skull blurred because he wanted to then expose that he was lying in Instagram post? Is that what you think? He's just that dumb. He was like, I know that they might figure it out, so I'll blur it on here. Or you really think that, he thought this was going to get him in trouble? But he is dumb enough to leave these on and to get his entire crew involved in this lie. Does that mean you no longer, I guess I don't know you personally, but do people like you no longer have any charitability for AB? Because he's the one who is opening it. So you think he is a monster who is doing this to help benefit a Zionist, disgusting monster? That's what I just asked. Like, there's just so many layers that you're having to jump to think that he sent this to himself. But here, we'll look at the actual evidence that people are presenting. So you can leave if you want, if you think that this will prove it to us, or you can keep and just you can stay here and just keep my chat live. I appreciate it. But skull pictured in Ethan's story appears to be back for sale on site. I wanted to circle some of the identical markings between the two skulls, one being the one shown by H3 and this one. Oh my god. So he's lying to everybody. He didn't remove the skull tags. But yes. And let's read the listing again, actually. Because I'll just read it in full. Because are people getting it from more Wayback Machines that this thing went down and came back up or something? What's the evidence that it went down and came back up? Maybe you have some info on that, Bizu. Because I haven't seen anything from that other than people just saying that. But the thing says, we believe education is the greatest gift osteology can share, and that every human specimen can contribute to the advancement of science. These specimens are provided to us by retired physicians, medical researchers, dental professionals, and former university medical programs. We also work with accredited donor programs. A small sample. Sorry, I was reading chat for a second. A small sample, often antiques. I don't know why took me a second to read that. Often antiques that simply do not qualify for medical research grade usage are made available to osteology enthusiasts worldwide so that they may continue to educate and inform. Humans are a species of bipedal primates that have evolved to become the most intelligent and successful species on the planet. Our biology is incredibly complex and allows us to do things that no other species can. The human skeleton is made up of 206 bones that are connected together by ligaments and muscles. Our skeleton is composed of both hard and soft tissues and is constantly changing to accommodate our needs. And then it has the specifications, no teeth. The left occipital condyle is damaged. The skull tips back easily and may need a little extra support when being displayed. And honestly, if you want to get real, if you want to theorize, because some people are saying, do you think Ethan bought it again? What made them take it down? Did he contact them and make them take it down? Who's not to say that it wasn't the FBI that contacted them that isn't monitoring this whole situation? Because maybe Ethan had to go to them again and be like, hey, I'm going to bring this up and make it public. Within a month or so. How long do you think FBI investigations take? Because again, even if they prove that it was that person buying it, even if they are able to subpoena the records and prove that who bought it, they have to prove the motive of the reason that they sent it. And again, it's just, and again, Ethan is in contact with the FBI because of, he has been because of previous instances. So they would also see if he is lying about contacting the FBI. Why would they take a listing down just because social media is being weird? That's fucking, I'm sorry, that's stupid. Why would they do that? Because random people on social media that they probably aren't even in, which people are being weird? Which people are being weird on social media? Is it us? Or is it the people that found the fucking website that the skulls came from and were like, what? The person didn't send them from a graveyard? People are accusing them of mishandling a skull. What? You've obviously never seen videos of people handling skulls, because it's one, very common to get products like this. Like they say, it's not just medical professionals, it is like enthusiasts alike. So they wore gloves, which a lot of people don't even do, because these things are cleaned and like very like meticulously like detailed and stuff. So you think that the website cares about a random snark Reddit? I do have to say, Bizu, I at least respect you for being somewhat in the middle. You aren't like full blown like, oh, they're da, 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 da. You have some clear views about him being a Zionist, and okay, I mean, I think you need to probably just grow up a little bit, but realize that there's some nuance in the world, and that what he has spoke for is just the we don't even need to get into this, because you can believe that Israel should exist in a way that it does not exist right now, and I think that's a fair way to say that. You respect Bizu more than me? No, you don't, Alex. Don't fucking lie. But let's continue shopping now. Let's look at what people are saying in the comments, though, because I was just. He didn't remove the Skulls Unlimited tag. He had to have bought it for himself and returned it. Again, I personally think, because of the way that it's packaged and everything, I think the box almost just it just came from directly from the site. Like, I feel like they probably just used the shipping address. And who's to say that you... I mean, can you not buy these anonymously? What do they require? What do they require to purchase? Checkout. Could I not use a Visa gift card? Yeah, what if I just use a fucking Visa gift card and load up a PayPal account? You could totally do this. And I mean, it would be difficult. It would take a little bit of maneuvering to get like the account set up right, but you could technically do it anonymously. It would take a little bit more than just, oh, it was on a credit card that you could see. Load up a Visa gift card and then go make a purchase. Use cash, go load up a Visa gift card, take it, go to the store, go use it. Who's to say who purchased the Visa gift card? You know what I mean? It's difficult. It takes a couple steps. But anyways, I do want to keep reading through this. I saw one. Where was it? When I was reading through this before. Yeah. I don't disagree that it's the skull. It does look like it. Again, if I go buy a Visa gift card with cash, I know it's a lot of money. This is $1,000, so that's a little more difficult. But I'm just saying, there's ways to do things. Yes, but again, there's ways to track it down, but it's not going to be like an instant one-two step. You can track down crypto if you fucking try hard enough. Everything's traceable. See, I try not to go on the snark too much, because they've spread to so many different like subreddits, so I don't really care too much to look for them all. But when I heard people were talking about this, I wanted to make sure I look into it a little bit more in depth. It's a sport for you, Alex. You're just trying to see how long you can. It's like a try not to cringe challenge. Pictures and further explanation here. Claims the skull is fake and looks dumb. Obviously, who sent it is still up for debate, and he's provided no proof. Just like when he's falsely claimed Denham's called CPS, which is a lie. He never claimed Denham's called CPS. It's that her fans more than likely called CPS because of how many of them were saying, someone should call CPS. And honestly, I think I'm lucky that I haven't received too many death threats. I would probably just start sending them back. I'd get too heated. That is true. They do spend a lot of time on here. There was another... Ooh, what do we think about Jeff coming on today, everybody? What do you think Jeff's going to have to say about all this? Once Jeff heard about the skulls, you know, he got enraged. And also, I pulled these from the chat earlier of the stream. Do they have a name for it yet? Nope. Yes? No? Maybe so. But we have this. Dan said, we'll talk about it today. But no, we don't know who sent it. They used all fake info. So, that's what Dan's saying. Or maybe Ethan's saying that. But I'm pretty sure this is Dan, usually. Honestly, from my POV, I know it's new info, and yeah, it's an unhinged thing to send someone, but the CPS stuff is still way more fucked up at the end of the day. Which, yeah, I agree with Dan on this point. Is people want to act like, oh, it's this. Is like I'm saying, I think that this person might be able to get off on it just by saying, oh, I was just sending a gift. Who's to say that this was a threat? I was just sending something that I thought was a friendly, you know, you're dealing with all this stuff. Here's a cool thing that, you know, someone sent you. You could use it and do like a is it Hamlet? You could do like a Hamlet thing. Yeah, Jeff's supposed to be on today. That's what they said. Here's a Jeff clip when Jeff talked about the a little Jeff teaser when Jeff talked about this.
I'm glad you guys understand that. We're a good, strong, powerful group, you know? And I mean that.
We're the rich, powerful white men of the internet.
I guess so. Yeah.
Organic boycott supported by the BDS movement.
It's because Ethan is a coward. He's a bitch-made coward. I think Ethan has an unreasonable amount of respect for these comedians because they have power.
Oh, Bizu, I misunderstood your message from before. You're thinking the store took it down because they're saying they mishandled it. That's possible. Okay. That's not like... I thought you were saying that... Okay, I thought you were saying that people on the Snark were saying that like A, B, and Dan and them mishandled it. But honestly, selling it, I don't think would be mishandling of it. Like, even if it was to someone anonymous, like, there's people like this all the time that buy these things. There was someone that was getting a bunch of hate because of what they were doing on, like, TikTok or whatever, where they were, like, dressing up the skulls, which is a crime. You're not allowed to, like, you're still not allowed to, like, do stuff with them. You can basically present them, and that's about it.
They're quick, and I think he knows that they don't fuck with his ideology. He's gonna keep that.
How do you feel about that?
Has anyone figured out who the fuck this guy is still? I'm still so confused as to who this guy is. Every person that I've seen react to this goes, who's this? Who is this guy?
I don't even know what that means. The fuck? That's my statement, and I'm standing on it.
I'm too dumb to understand what you're saying right now.
Just coughed up fucking...
But yeah, so Jeff's coming on. I think we know what side Jeff's on, but he's good about staying in the middle. So I feel like if anything, he will give Ethan a little bit of pushback where needed, but we'll give us some good comedy out of it that we really need. We need some levity here, and I think Jeff will bring it for us. Oh, I forgot there was one more message that Dan had sent, which was, AB is indeed a king. I didn't want to touch that. Shit. LOL. Which makes sense. AB really is a real one for doing it. The fact to have to get in there. I mean, because the thing is they didn't know what it was. even if you want to believe that Ethan lied to them, you could still believe that they're all fucking, you know what I mean? Either you believe that they're all in on it and they're all pieces of shit, or that they're all ignorant to Ethan lying to them, and even the box having like a fake name. They didn't, you know what I mean? Like all of that. But they didn't know if they were touching her like something someone got out of a fucking, you know, grave. And I think that took some real balls. Maybe should have just called the police first. I don't know. I guess the packaging probably was like, I guess we'll see. I made Ethan a yarmulke to send to him and couldn't find an address, but these psychos are sending skulls to Ethan's house. No, literally, it's like Ethan. People want to send stuff like they want to have like a PO box or something, and we can't even get that. But people are sending skulls to his house. This shit isn't cool. Oh yeah, AB did go to medical school. So he's like, this looks like a medical grade. I mean, you could tell that it was a cleaned skull. They apparently do have some of their other products are not cleaned, not as cleaned. But from what I've seen, most of their stuff is regular schmegula. But I still don't see how... Oh, I just realized I'm still on this page. I'm not on the actual page. I'm still... This part... Because, yeah, I don't think that them selling it, even if they sold it to someone who's going to, like, turn it into a fucking human walrus, like Tusk... I don't think that would technically be them mishandling it. I think it would be mishandling from the... I need to get this out of my cart. I don't want this. I don't actually want it. But the fact you can check out with some other things leads me to believe that they probably did do it somewhat anonymously. True. Can we get a P.O. box that the police have to open everything from first? I think that would probably be our best option, right? The police have to take everything. They have to open it all up, check for anthrax. See, I'm trying to find the one in here because maybe they... No... Let me just read through them, I guess. Yep, both have identical serial numbers, and website mentions... Oh, here it goes. Website mentions it being once again up for sale. The website doesn't mention that. That's the part where I'm just like, that's not true. Are these logos or something down here? I'm actually so... They're saying this. Where does it say that? So they returned the evidence of a supposed crime for a refund. Ethan's making it a bit hard for the FBI to press charges or make a case by returning a piece of key evidence, isn't it? Or isn't he? I'm so glad Hassan attracts the dumbest, most self-sabotaging ops. It's bloody entertaining. Jesus, this motherfucker wanted to fake a death threat, but he's too cheap to just eat the $1,100 to do so? I also don't understand this because this would have happened a while ago. And maybe the website did take it down because of all the like shit they were getting. Maybe they were getting some emails or something. But like, I assume this happened a while ago. And if the website was up recently, what was this from? So did it just get taken down? Is that what happened? So did it literally just get taken down right now? Because that almost makes me think that they did just take it down because they were just getting emails or something. I don't think that they know about the fucking... I'm sorry, I really don't think they know about the H3 snark Reddits. But I would believe that if they're getting calls and emails about them mishandling their products or whatever, they might be like, oh shit, this isn't supposed to be up anymore, and take it down. But if it's a product that is supposed to be up and is back in their list, like, you know, back in their inventory, I would assume that there would be no reason to take it down because then those people would just be wrong. He's too cheap to eat the 1,100. Oh yeah, he couldn't. He needed that for his watch money. Don't you get it? No, literally. Sorry, I'm only feeding into it too. They're like, why is the traffic so heavy? And why is it only for this fucking deleted page? Everybody's going to this page I took down like earlier this morning. But I'm just gonna keep reading through these because I honestly find it interesting what people are trying to say. But if anyone can find out where they're getting this from, because like I'm saying, I pulled up this. It does not say on here at all that it's up for sale again, which seems like kind of just a lie. And here, let's do what Alex was talking about. H3 leftovers, live stream fail, Ethan Klein. No, so this one's just again from leftovers H3, but it is Ethan, bad empanada. And these are only going back 7 hours. And they're the ones saying that it says this. Bad actor, perhaps? Not just fake a death threat, but blame Bad Empanada for doing it. Did I blame Ian for doing it in my thumbnail? I was like, that's kind of what it looks like. But it's not that bad, right? Am I going to get a cease and desist from Idubbbz? Am I going to get a cease and desist from Idubbbz? The message here, god damn it, I left in a fucking bit of his shoulder, god damn it. How did I even fucking do it? What is this? This doesn't even make sense. God damn it. Whatever, I'll fix it later. But it's supposed to be like Bad Empanada's whispering in his ear. He's not the one sending it. This is a hand coming from offside. We don't know what's in this package even. Thanks, Alex. Have a good meeting. But the fact that the H3 doxing, harassment, and slander show is still allowed on YouTube, and that this drama is as divisive as it is, are both major issues. Drama YouTube is either blindly pro H3 or curiously silent. For just one example, YouTube Moist Critical can make video number 9 shitting on some TikTok douche with 5,000 followers, but won't touch this increasingly dangerous See, this is why I just think it's so funny that they think that all these people that are literally shit posters, Moist Critical, Charlie is a fucking shit poster on YouTube. I don't understand how you can assume, like, how you can expect him to go and talk about stuff that you deem important. Nah, it's so true. Damn it, Bizou, you win again. I know she passed, but remember when the Kleins were having dinners with the CEO of YouTube? Because I'll never forget. And let's just do it again. Do another one. Oh, this one's from Frankly Agenda. Hey. Bust machine oil. Okay, they at least have a few other ones. Pirate Folks, Anime. Okay, this one isn't as bad. Okay, this is a real person with real perspectives. And I keep getting recommended E-tier slop tube videos with 1K views about how Ian betrayed H3. Hey, I actually don't have an argument against that. This is kind of just slop content, but hey, it's for the best. You're the one who clicked. I mean, you guys click on it anyways. What am I supposed to do? I talked about Zac Efron's brother at the beach yesterday, or on Saturday. Nobody cared. That's the difference. When we talk about this, everybody comes scraping in. They come scratching their way in. The other day, when Hassan was streaming, he started talking about defamation lawsuits. I don't think he was serious. He doesn't seem very litigious, but boy, would I love to see it. I mean, He could. I think Ethan basically encouraged him to at one point. Nah, exactly. Just trying to beat the grind with another grind. That's the goal. I know, I appreciate it. That's the thing, Bizu. You're in here for a reason. I might not change your mind, but we need to be able to have the conversations to begin with. What's the point of like banning you or telling you to get the fuck out? You haven't been too disrespectful. You haven't really been disrespectful at all, but we disagree. That's all it is. Using human remains to manipulate people is the telltale sign of a mentally stable and happy person. For real. Like, he could have bought some fake skulls and it would have had the same effect, but buying real ones, even if he returns them later, is psychotic. Are these people really just doing it for, like, the updoots? That's all I can assume, because a lot of these aren't even saying anything. So this is the one that was actually trying to make a point. Need your skull clean? Oh, that was just someone making a joke, I think. Need your skull clean? Actually. This is actually crazy. Dude really false flagged himself. See, it's just like the thing of, if it is a false flag, I really would just... He's going to get caught by the FBI. That's basically what it is. The same way, Bizu, that you were saying it should be a quick thing for the FBI to catch this guy, it would be a super quick thing for them to see that Ethan Klein is making false claims that he contacted the FBI and made a report. That would be just as easy. If not more easy, because they have just the video clip of him saying it. This would take the, getting the records from Skulls Unlimited, seeing if it's actually on like the proper, real cards and not through like a Visa gift card, like I'm saying, that was bought on cash. It's all possible. Who doesn't love some slop here and there? And yeah, it's just... Honestly, I wouldn't have returned them. If I got skulls in the mail, I'd be like, bring it on, and I'd keep them. That'd be my threat. But realistically, it's like, I genuinely, here's my perspective. I know it's all just theorizing. It's all fucking conspiracy theorists going crazy, and I'm one of them. And my theory really is that some fucking crypto bro cashed out a little bit of money, bought some, bought a Visa gift card, made a fake PayPal, whatever, and used the PayPal to, or whatever fucking other thing it had, made a fraudulent account, bought the thing, and sent it directly to the house. That's my conspiracy theory. Because I think that they assumed that even if they do get caught, they could use the lie of the fact that it's not illegal to own these things, and I'm just sending it as a gift. I did not send a threat. I did not send a message along with it. It was merely a couple skulls. I'm itching for them to go live too. I mean, we still need a title. We still need a title and a thumbnail. We got an hour left. What are we doing now? Oh no. I'm still going to go through this because there was a Twitter thread too. I don't know if I care to go on X though, to be completely honest. Let's see. I'm going to click on one thing on X, and if it has anything Nazi adjacent, I'm going to not go on X. Yep, there we go. Not going on X. It wasn't terrible. It was just, I mean, it was some fighting videos and then some people saying some stuff in the comments, but we don't need to get into it. But here's my whole thing, is that the claim just being the fact that it's from the website means that it's fake, or means that he's faking it, is just such a lackluster claim. Especially given the fact that the page is down. Because you can say that they took it down due to harassment, which is, again, I will admit, is possible. But realistically, what would be the point? I mean, what would be the point of taking it down just because because they have other skulls up? I don't think that would stop the emails and calls. I think it would more so imply that they realized that it wasn't in their inventory, which I know I've said this like 20 times at this point. But I'm really trying to understand how to get into this. Yep, it was 100% sent back to get his money back. Do not return merchandise without first contacting us. We must be notified within 5 business days of any inaccuracies in your order. Merchandise return after 10 days of date invoice may be charged a $20 restocking fee, and orders returned after 30 days will not be accepted. So if they say, I mean, if this was a while ago, when did he say that it happened in the video?
Something. That's exactly what we felt. Wow, it's almost like we were right about you. There's something that I've never talked about publicly, but around the same time, we were...
He just says around the same time. Around the same time as what? Was it as the same? Is he saying around the same time as the Froggy Tonic stuff? Because when was that? Because if we look at the messages, I just want to date. One date. No. March 4th. Is that from this year? Yeah. Is that from last year? Yeah. Because, I mean, either way, it would be over that 30-day. I mean, unless you... Because that's what I'm saying, is when did it go back up? Because they don't... Are people trying to say they know when it went back up, too? The listing is down, but website archive got a screenshot before getting... It matches the date today. By the way, someone should make a whole Imgur thread, Skullgate, whatever. I was gonna say that too, Maxis, but I don't know if that's... I don't actually know, because the idea that the FBI may have returned it to this, like, you know what I mean? Like, if they went, well, like, because maybe the FBI literally went, this isn't grounds for us to do anything, we can't look into this, you're whatever. I imagine they might give it back to him, and maybe he, like, maybe he did return it, maybe the FBI returned it, I don't know. But I don't know if they would keep something that isn't necessarily criminal. Because if it's not criminal, would they confiscate it still? And how much, like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I guess I don't know enough about the FBI to be able to make that claim. But if it is actually the case that Ethan just straight up lied about getting sent the skull without his knowledge, then this is the dumbest lie he has told so far. Because his claim is so clearly worded and so easily falsifiable. This is exactly why it would be dumb to think that he's lying. This is like my whole point. The tag from the website is still on it, so you should be able to trace the buyer, especially when the FBI is involved. The skull is now seemingly openly back on the platform, so you can compare the pictures to the one on the website. The crew was there when they unpacked it, so if he didn't lie to them about not knowing why it was sent to them, then they also know the truth. So, but again, Dan said specifically that, they used fake info. Ooh, nice. Dan said specifically, or whoever this was, but I'm assuming it's Dan because they said AB did it because they didn't want to, and Ethan said he made the crew do it. So my assumption is this is AB or maybe Nate or something, but we'll talk about it today. But no, we don't know who sent it. They used all fake info, which means the name on the package was fake. And I don't know if maybe because it might have come with like a, an order slip because of the thing that it is, and maybe that was fake names too. That could also be possible. But then that would also make the assumption that either this is Dan lying, Ethan did it under a fake name, which again would be an insane crime to commit. Yeah, I'm sure Ethan didn't want to keep it around, and that's why it's like I wouldn't be surprised necessarily if it went back to the website. But them taking it down would make me think that maybe the FBI has it in holding, maybe they aren't done with the case yet. But I don't know. I genuinely have no clue, so I don't want to speculate on it too much. The crew part of this is doing my head in. I may still hold too much charitability for the crew, but I don't think they would this openly lie about a possible crime if I'm really wondering what their level of involvement is with this. Ethan needs loyalty and sympathy from a crew that is getting increasingly worn out by this extended crash out. So maybe he has reason to lie to his own crew about something like this. But this means he now has to keep up this lie to the crew as well, and they will see all the evidence against his claim, making that a lot harder. Depending on how much of a spine they have left, this may lead to more conflict between them. Evidence of Ethan's wrongdoings can be, and has been, directly in front of their eyes, and they still don't see it. It's AB in the video, right? I think that is his tattoo sleeve. This MFer is always put on blast and used by Ethan. It's embarrassing. People coming at AB, let's see. Now this is embarrassing. Now this is embarrassing. Yep, and they just switched over from H3 Snark. Amazing. Still going. Still going. Still going. I mean, that's a fair point, I guess. If you're just clearly just saying that you don't believe anything out of Ethan's mouth, so until it's proven by the FBI or something, okay. I mean, I can't necessarily knock you for that. I mean, it's completely uncharitable, but that's what you're saying, so. Yeah, I know. Honestly, they should write just create a fiction story where you just replace Hassan and Ethan's name and just add a little bit of add a little bit more like romantic drama, a little bit of sex. Then you have a fucking best-selling novel. I mean, this person's already written a novel's worth of fucking posts. Jesus. And look, it's all for the comment karma. We didn't even look at their I guess it's probably mostly comments. That's even worse. To not even be making your own posts, but just be commenting on other people's posts on a snark Reddit all day, I'm sorry. I know that's kind of what I'm doing right now, but still. I know I'm embarrassing. If it were real, there is literally no shot in the world the FBI didn't take it when they were called. He's so full of shit. I really just want to look this up. Is it a crime to claim to contact the FBI? The crime of making a false statement is governed by 18 U.S. Code 1001. According to the statute, a violation includes anyone who is willfully or knowingly falsifies, conceals, or covers up by any trick, scheme, or device a matter fact, makes any materially false, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or representation, or makes or uses a false written or document knowing the same to contain any materially false, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or entry. In other words, there are three broad ways to violate this statute. The first is to conceal the material fact through fraud. This can occur without a person directly lying to the FBI. So this is about lying to the FBI. For example, handing over written documents before. Second prong is the statute relates to directly to false statements. So yeah, this is more about false statements. This isn't necessarily what I'm looking for. When lying to the FBI is not a crime. This is about lying to the police. One sec, I'm still looking into this. I don't know if I can't say that it's confirmed, but that's what he's claiming, and that's why I'm trying to look into it. I'm trying to see if there is a crime in using like FBI contact for the means to deceive is a crime, basically. Do. I mean, he claimed that the FBI said something to him, and I don't know if that falls under necessarily making a false claim, because it's not to the FBI, but it's a false claim of the FBI's, if that's like relevant. Well, maybe that's not what they thought, but that's what I would assume too. Is Ethan got the package? He said that he thought that it was something for Dan. Took it to the office, gave it to Dan. Dan didn't want to. He probably opened up the package and went, "What the fuck is this?" Gave it to AB. AB said, "Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I was in medical school. I've dealt with skulls before." And then he started pulling out skulls, and he was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then they took some pictures. You know, took their little forensic evidence, and then called the FBI and then sent it out. That's my presumption on the events. Yeah, because that's the thing. If it happened, it happened so long ago, presumably. Even if it was like a month, it happened before the content cop, presumably. So why would he wait until after the content cop to use it in direction towards Ian, too? That's also like a weird disconnect. Yeah, Ethan said he contacted the FBI, but he hasn't showed like a FBI like, you know, his statement or anything, a written statement or anything. But I don't see why that would be necessary. Uh, Federal communication false. Okay, wait, here we go. This might be more applicable. Understanding federal communication of false information. Federal communication of false information codified under 18 USC 1038 is a serious federal offense, which this statute addresses the act of intentionally conveying false or misleading information that could potentially cause public panic or emergency response. While it might seem straightforward, the implication and legal intricacies of this law are far-reaching and complex. Legal definition and scope. Understanding of this law, that's just whatever. The legal definition of federal, I'll just read it all, whatever. What is federal communication of false information? Under 18 USC 1038, it is a crime to intentionally communicate false information that could lead to public panic or unnecessary emergency response. Understanding this law involves delving into the legal definition and implications. This statute aims to safeguard public safety by penalizing individuals who knowingly spread false information, especially in contexts where such misinformation could lead to significant disruption or harm. The law is designed to deter actions that could result in the misuse or emergency resources, endanger public welfare, or cause widespread panic. So I think what we're looking at right here would be this one. Causing widespread panic and making people think that people like the Ian making the content cop and Denim Streams and Hassan and all of that, it would be like riling people up against them would be the claim here. So the legal definition of federal communication of false information is broad and covers various scenarios where false information is knowingly communicated. The scope of the law extends to any false message or report that could potentially lead to an emergency response. This includes, okay, so is this just about reporting? This is what I'm trying to understand. So this includes false reports of criminal activity, threats of violence, or any other misleading information intended to provoke fear or chaos. According to the statute, the key elements that constitute this offense include That's what I'm saying is, and especially with this being like a federal law, I really don't see Ethan lying in this because there's already so much that he could talk about. Honestly, if the skulls are fake, it would basically be him doing what Ian did in the Content Cop. It would be him having a bunch of things that he could necessarily criticize. Like I saw people making like some statements about Ethan where I was like, okay, if your like point is just that like in the actual content stuff, having your own political opinions, that's whatever. If you want to like completely like demonize him for that, that's on you. But in critiques of like how he focuses on hate and how he like focuses on that, if that's what he wanted to focus on throughout the Content Cop, he would have done a lot better. But instead, he decided to do a bunch of bullshit and show his ass the whole time. Ethan, instead of talking about how Idubbbz showed his ass, lying about human skulls would be insane. Like that's what I'm saying is it's like, why would he need to do that when Ian already made such a bullshit video that he already again he talked about on a stream, not just in that video. But according to the statute, the key elements that constitute the offense include intent. The individual must have knowingly and willfully communicated false information. Potential impact. The false information must be capable of causing a public panic or an unnecessary emergency response. This is where it's like it becomes a little vague because does it mean public panic as in... Because I'm assuming this law might also work in terms of like if you went into like yelling fire in a movie theater, going on like a fucking Walmart, PA and being like, oh, there's a bomb in the building, everybody leave. Like I could see that falling under this too. So I would assume that making a false claim about contacting the FBI in saying that you got these things as a threat, it's just like it is just, I don't know, the whole thing just seems kind of ridiculous to make the claim. But potential impact, the false information is capable of medium of communication. The law applies to any form of communication, including verbal, written, or electronic means. So this right here would be that they are claiming that Ethan is lying and breaking federal communication of false information, the statute 1038. This statute is particularly relevant in today's digital age where misinformation can spread rapidly through social media and other online platforms. The law seeks to hold individuals accountable for the potential consequences of their actions, emphasizes the importance and responsible communication. Understanding the legal implication of false communication is crucial for anyone who might be facing charges under the statute. The consequences can be severe, including fines and imprisonment, making it vital to approach such cases with a clear understanding of the law and its applications. The scope of 18 U.S.C. 1038 is not limited to large-scale false reports. Even seemingly minor false alarms can fall under the category if they result in a significant misuse of resources or pose a threat to public safety. Therefore, it is essential to recognize the seriousness of this offense and the potential legal repercussions. For the information on related federal fraud offenses, such as wire fraud or bank fraud, understanding the broader context of federal fraud laws can provide valuable insights into the legal landscape surrounding false communication charges. So this is, so here's the penalties. Understanding the penalties associated with federal communication of false information is crucial for anyone facing these charges. The consequences of violating 18 U.S.C. 1038 can be severe, impacting your freedom, finances, and future. This section will outline the potential legal repercussions in detail. Fines and imprisonment. The penalties of federal communication of false information are designed to reflect the seriousness of the offense, depending on the nature and consequences of the false information communicated. The penalties can vary significantly. Here's a breakdown of the potential fines and imprisonment terms. Monetary fines. Individuals convicted under 18 USC 1038 may face substantial fines. These fines are intended to deter individuals from engaging in similar conduct and to penalize those who misuse public resources by causing unnecessary emergency responses. Imprisonment. The statute, because, I mean, honestly, this might also constitute, if Ethan, this might have caused a rise in people calling the FBI being like, you know, just dumb 18-year-olds being like, hey, I want to know if this case is real. Did you really go to Ethan Klein's house? Because that could also be seen as using up, you know, the public resources or whatever. I just think, even as an H3 fan, there are many real critiques you could make on Ethan or the show for sure, but there's just such a lack of information on the skull thing to come to any kind of conclusion. And that's what I'm saying too, is we don't know anything about the skulls. We don't know any, they're about to talk about it today. So if they want to maybe wait until then, they could probably get a bit more information. But like, based on everything that I've seen, Ethan would be breaking federal law if he was lying about this. He would be lying to his entire crew or have them in on this lie. I just don't see it as plausible, but he could be lying, and that's why we need to know what would happen. Is imprisonment. The statute allows for imprisonment, which can range from a few months to several years, depending on the severity of the false information and its impact. In cases where the false information leads to significant harm or disruption, the prison term can be particularly lengthy. Restitution. In addition to fines and imprisonment, courts may order restitution to cover the costs incurred by emergency services or other entities responding to the false information. What are the penalties of for federal communication of false information? Penalties include substantial fines, imprisonment ranging from months to years, and potential restitutions for costs incurred by emergency responses. The severity of these penalties underscores the importance of understanding the legal boundaries and implications of false communication. It is crucial to recognize the potential consequences and seek legal guidance if you are facing such charges. Factors influencing sentencing. Several factors can influence the sentencing for federal communication of false information. These factors can affect both the severity of the penalties and the court decision-making process. Intent. The court will consider whether the false information was communicated with malicious intent or the result of negligence. Intentional acts are likely to result in harsher penalties. So the claim here would be that Ethan is intentionally lying. He bought these skulls, is lying about communicating with the FBI to incite panic against Ian and Hassan and Bad and Panada and all these people. The impact would be on those people. The extent of the impact causes the false information plays a significant role in sentencing. If the false information led to significant public panic or resource misallocation, the penalties could be more severe. Criminal history. The defendant's prior criminal record may influence sentencing. Repeat offenders or those with a history of similar offenses may face stricter penalties. Understanding these factors can help individuals and their legal teams navigate the complexities of sentencing under this statute. It is essential to work with an experienced attorney who can effectively present mitigating factors and advocate for the fair outcome. For more information on related federal fraud offenses and other penalties, you can explore such legal repercussions beyond sentencing. The repercussions of the conviction under 18 USC 1038 extends beyond fines and imprisonment. The legal consequences can have lasting impact on various aspects of an individual's life. Criminal record. The conviction will result in a permanent criminal record, which can affect future employment, opportunities, housing applications, and other aspects of life. Professional licenses. For individuals in certain professions, a conviction may lead to the suspension or revocation of professional licenses, impacting their career and livelihood. Being convicted of the federal offense can damage an individual's reputation, both personally and professionally, leading to social stigma and isolation. Given the serious nature of these repercussions, it is vital for individuals facing charges under the statute to seek competent legal representation. An experienced attorney can provide guidance and support throughout the legal process, helping to mitigate the impact of the charges on their life. again, I don't think we need to read through the rest of that. I think that was basically clear that if Ethan is lying, he would be breaking this law. And I think that it would kind of be assumed that it would be breaking federal law to claim that you contacted the FBI. What are y'all talking about now? How does the FBI confirm things? I'm just not aware. Is it like in a post on their website? To Ethan, and he would be at liberty to discuss the case once it's over. And I just don't think you can assume that it would be over quickly. How long did it take them to catch the fucking one guy that was part of like the Nazi group? And tell me, because the fact that we have a real hater in here. There's things you can talk about and there's things you can't talk about involving a case. And I'm sure that, again, if he really is in contact with the FBI, he probably would have to clear it with them before that. No, that's what I'm saying. He's definitely emotional. And that's why I think he brings this up, because it was such a crazy thing to happen. And it's like almost necessary to kind of make make it clear that this extends beyond just people online. He's showing that these are people that have attacked me personally in my personal life. They've called CPS on him. Even Dan said the CPS stuff is more involved than the skulls. The CPS, like getting some skulls in the mail, cool, you're sending me threats. People get death threats all the time. That is annoying that they have the address, but like it's clearly coming from someone who is trying to get like under their skin more than actually make a threat. It feels like a veiled threat more than anything. But actually getting CPS to your house isn't just a threat, that's action. That's action being taken to try and get your kids taken away when you know nothing about them. And I think that is where it's like way beyond the pale. Why do you keep saying things so condescendingly? So when it's over, I expect a great expose from Ethan, yeah? Why would you expect that? They're going to talk about it today. So we'll know today if it's over or not, or if it's still ongoing. Why are you so like trying to like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so, you want to be so snarky all the time. Stop being so snarky. It's that easy. And that was kind of a snarky response I just gave, but come on. My money's on Nancy's Soul Cycle. I think it was Nancy's Soul Cycle that sent this stuff. That's just my best guess, though, if I'm being completely honest. I wanted to pull up okay, we still have, wow. That honestly, I thought I kind of stretched that out longer than I needed to. I can still look into this a little bit more, I guess. But I was expecting that to take up a lot more time. Like a lot more and a lot less. I was either expecting it to be 30 minutes or the full 2 hours. But we have about 30 minutes left. But okay, but here's my main question then to you, B. Why are you so uncharitable to Ethan? You genuinely think that he is just a Zionist who's okay with the death of children and all that? Is that actually what you believe?
What
Because if that is the case, I would like to play this clip again. Oh yeah, rip to the Pope. Let me pull that up real quick while you answer. But rip to the Pope. JD Vance talked to the Pope. JD Vance, Pope. And then the Pope fucking died. He couldn't stand Vance. It's insane.
Welcome back. On this Monday morning, we continue to follow breaking news that came out overnight from Vatican City. Vatican officials confirming Pope Francis has died. Bells tolling in church towers all across Rome following this announcement. His Holiness had been battling chronic lung disease in the hospital in the past few months.
R.I.P. Pope. I just want to see the clip of them talking. Here we go.
Great. Hello. How are you again? Yeah, so good to see you. Thank you. Hello. So good to see you.
He felt the fucking demons enter his body in this moment. I'm joking, of course, but
God bless you. Good morning. How are you?
He knew he had to go to God to face him. He was like, "Oh God, please take me now. I'm facing a demon, and I cannot do it any longer."
Yeah, thank you. Happy Easter to you, Father. Wonderful. I know you've not been feeling great, but it's good to see you in better health.
Grazie. Grazie, Santo Padre.
Thank you.
These are for your children.
Okay, thank you.
These are the gifts. These are also gifts for you as well.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
The Vatican tie, and then the rosaries for your wife, the white for your children, and the red one is for the red. Thank you very much for your visit.
Of course. And thank you for seeing me.
I'm trying to find the clip. There's this.
Pray for you every day. God bless you.
JD Vance looks like he's wearing a fucking silicone human suit. Like there's this one TikToker that wears this silicone suit and it looks terrifying. That's how JD Vance looks to me.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
I mean, honestly, this Pope was pretty
lit.
Because I liked this Pope. My mom was talking shit about this Pope not too long ago. She wasn't talking shit about the Pope. She loves the Pope. But she thought his stance on gay marriage was bad. And I was like, it's the fucking Pope. Remember when the other Pope made it illegal to made it a sin to get abortions? That was a Pope too. That's not in the Bible. Look it up. That's history for you. But here, this actually goes straight out to you, Bizu. Because I think more people need to understand what Ethan's perspective on Israel and Palestine has been since the beginning. This Pope was woke, I'm being honest. He used to go out and like fucking hang out with homeless people or whatever, and then the Vatican was like, you can't go out anymore. And he was like, what was the point of becoming the Pope then? But you can think that I honestly didn't see any of his stuff about trans issues, so that's interesting, but I guess I'll have to. I mean, they are like the Catholic Church, so it's like you can't win it all. You know what I mean? You can't win everything. But I had talked about this on my previous when we watched the Content Cop, because the one thing that really made me mad, but then I don't understand how you were so against them if this is their, like how you're so uncharitable towards them then. Because this is like a consistent stance that they've had. You called Israel an ethno-state. You didn't say why. You are just you're claiming that they're like, you know what I mean? It's because the thing I don't know if you were necessarily realizing is the people at the top are terrible. Netanyahu, Gallant, all those people fucking suck. So to say that they are in support of those people is fucking, it's just, it's bad because they're not in support of those people. They're not in support of the things. They just believe that Israel should exist, not in the way that it does currently. Things need to change, but it still has the right to exist. How are they not this anymore when this is one of the clips that people always bring up about Ela being a fucking murdering Zionist? I'm confused as to what's the different but what's our state is built to do this, man. What are you talking about? Type in a paragraph. Don't stop these. Just like think out what you're going to say first and say it, because I don't understand what you're trying to say here. Because the stance has been consistent this whole time, and Ian wanted to make it seem as if even as far back as 2019, Ethan didn't believe this. If you have a problem, and if that's really what you have a problem with, if you have a problem with Ethan saying that he wants to show people the good side of Israel, would you have a problem with somebody living in Chicago saying that they want to show you the good side of Chicago? Or, you know what I mean? Like, they're obviously not exactly the same, but they're like, when you have a place that is so, like, has so much terrible stuff going on, sometimes people want to showcase the individuals who uplift the communities. Sometimes people want to showcase the things that are like positive aspects to what is seen as a detriment to most. Not just that America isn't doing the genocide. And here's my whole perspective, and you'll probably unsubscribe and hate me on this point. I think that they are working in genocidal under genocidal conditions. The way that they have the people that they're the way they're treating them, it is genocidal conditions. But I don't think that that necessarily means that they are doing a state-run genocide. So I think that the ways that they're running the different encampments and the different like aspects of the Israeli occupation, I think that they are, in some cases committing genocides on in those groups, but I don't think that it's like coming as like from a state mandate position. I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. People look at Chicago as a bad place. There are people who don't like Chicago because they think it is dangerous. People don't like Israel. They might nobody thinks the people of Gaza are like these super evil. They think Hamas is. They think Hamas are evil and terrorists. And the problem is the way that Hamas weaves themselves in to Gaza, into the Gazan citizens. They weave themselves into the society to try and hide, and that's the issue. It's still windy in Chi-Town. It's been windy in Chi-Town, I'm telling you. Have we gotten a title yet? No? My God. And I would honestly say Gaza is way worse than Chicago, if we're being honest, so that comparison isn't even fair to Gaza. So I think it's much more apt to say it's like Israel, where, people are getting some bombings and stabbings. Not so much anymore, but they were. They still do here and there. And again, it's all bad. I'm not I'm against the way that Israel runs their state, but I also see the historical context of the fact that I'm not even just talking about within the last few hundred years. Go back 2,000 years and talk about like when the Romans and the Romans took over the land and then the Ottomans took it over. The Romans originally took it over because they were trying to they took over the land from the Israelis, from the Jews that were in there at the time. The Romans took the land and called it Philistia or whatever, and called them the turn to Palestina and Palestine because of the Philistines that were in Gaza and actually up the coastal part. But they drove out the Jews and changed the name of the land because they wanted to basically mock the Jews that they were kicking out. And then that land was overtaken by the Ottomans. The Ottomans were then, or was it the Muslim Caliphate first? I think it's. I don't remember if it's the Caliphate first or the Ottomans, but like I'm saying, how far back do we go to claim whose land is it really? Do we say the Romans get it? Who do we claim gets it who had it first? That seems like a dumb argument to make. What needs to happen now isn't about changing. It's about changing what it exists, not completely destroying what exists and trying to bring something else. It's the same with America. What America did to the Native Americans, absolutely terrible, disgusting, horrific, monstrous. But to think that all Americans that were born here and everybody that lives here and they should just give up the land and go somewhere else doesn't make any sense. What we should do is try and create, ways to positively impact the, communities that were, fucked up by this. We cannot change history. All we can do is improve. But that's the thing, is you're not understanding that you're thinking that going there would be just a puff piece to showcase that Israel is like this a glorious place. People know that the fucking Iron Dome is getting hit with missiles and they see it overhead and they, you know what I mean? Like, people already know that there's bad stuff going on there. They know that their own people are doing bad stuff to each other. There's instances where Israelis are doing crimes. It's just the thing is that the fact that there's a conflict puts more eyes on these things that are really just momentary. And then there are the bigger issues, which is what Israel is doing to Gaza. But people want to act like it's all Israelis doing it to all Palestinians, when in reality it's a government overstepping its reach. Hassan better give up his fucking land in California, and Turkey better give up their fucking land. That's what we'll do, and we'll start listening to Hassan when that happens. When did I say we're so victimized it sucks here because of Arabs? See, this is you implanting your own racist beliefs into something that I didn't say. Do they not get hit with missiles? Were there not jihadist terrorists? Those are things that happened. You can't just walk blindly and just act like the bad things that happen don't happen. What are you talking about? I literally said the problem is the system, not the individuals. Not me. Are you talking to someone in chat? Huh? Amazing things can be dynamic and complex. Something you consider amazing can have bad aspects to it. This is why the whole situation needs to be handled with nuance. No, you're fine. It's fine. I'm not. I hope you guys know when I get amped, I'm not really mad. I just I'm animated. But realistically, I think that Israel has a right to exist but not in the way that it exists currently. And that's kind of the point that I think that everybody needs to come to like terms with, that Israel has a right to exist, but the way that it exists currently is occupying Gaza, is encroaching its force into Gaza, and should be, you know, dismantled in some way. I can agree on that. I think Ethan would agree on that. But to say that all Israelis need to give up the land because it's not rightfully theirs and they should go to Poland or go to fucking Jersey or whatever, go to fucking go to the Bronx. It's just like, I don't know. It's so, I just don't understand how people don't see that it's that is literally the argument on, that's the bad argument on both sides. Nobody should have to just go away and forget about it, and like that's not what anybody should be saying. On both sides, it's about coming to some kind of collaborative effort. And when there's forces that have like an intended goal to kill people as opposed to just making political gains. Political gains are sometimes good, sometimes bad. But when your goal is only to massacre, then that's probably wrong. Okay, if that's all your issue is just the fact that he wants to go to Israel and show how it was when he lived there, then I feel like that's a very lackluster reason to be upset. Because that feels like you're loading that with something else that you're not wanting to say, which is that you think Israel is a bad place and that you shouldn't show any positives to it because it can only ever bring a negative to the world. Which is just like, I don't know. It couldn't be the case. Oh no. We still don't have, they need to get on their fucking thumbnail game. I did mine in 5 minutes. Come on, guys. But again, you just said yourself that the apartheid, things like that, would be going to Gaza. He's not talking about going to Gaza. He's talking about going to Israel. Why are you conflating the two now? Do you understand what you're saying? Because I was saying that he's going to Israel because people want to act like Israel is just this evil place that's like you just conflated the two things. And yeah, like, I mean, South Africa isn't like free of like the issues that came from apartheid. And if people wanted to show the country, just, you know, if they wanted to show Cape Town, then that's up to them. Cape Town's South Africa, right? Cape Town? Yes. The only thing I know about South Africa is Cape Town. Yeah, I don't remember that line specifically, but if he said specifically he is defending the citizens of Israel, I think that should basically say everything that needs to be said in the fact that Israel, like, the government is bad. Everyone knows Netanyahu is a war criminal. Like, Gallant, now more people know, is a war criminal because of the whole thing with him. But even beyond that, like, we're kind of just, it's all mincing words at the end of the day. Here. Oh no, dead air. Oh no. Oh wait, here we go. Something. Don't click away. Please. So this is after she watched it. I think she was watching it right now. Someone must have. So Denham's offers an apology to Ethan. Based chatter. She still doesn't seem to get that the peace offering that Ian offered was entirely overshadowed by the mocking, flipping off, an hour-long bad faith shitstorm that the content cop was. It's not hard to see why someone wouldn't just be like, gee Willie. Gee Willikers, thank you very much. Gee Willikers, these guys sure are sorry and just want to squash the beef. I mean, I don't mean to come for you directly, Bizu, but this is what I mean when I say it's like snarky. Is it's like you do a whole thing where it's like you're making some points, you're saying something. You're not as dumb as Ian is, but then at the end making a little comment being like, okay, bestie, saying some shit like that. It's like, call me a bitch. Call me a dickhead. Be mean to me, please. Don't be fake nice. Passive aggressiveness is my pet peeve. It's what makes me want to go ape mode and commit violence on people. Not really. Only sometimes.
Obviously embarrassed by that clip of me talking about poop. I obviously don't want people to watch it. And you're streaming it for everybody to see. And it's embarrassing and it's mean-spirited. It's like, hey man, I'm sorry. You know what? You're right. It was mean-spirited that I showed people that clip. You're right. It was. But that's after you called me like a bitch fucking 20 times in like 7 minutes. Right?
Which was after you said that the rape survivors were, I'm calling them survivors because some of them were killed, but the people you said were lying about being raped. Just skip over that part though. And also you said they were lying right after saying that you believe all victims.
You're right. I'm sorry for what I've done to you, but I didn't do it for no reason. I did it because of all this other stuff that you had done first. And like the sad thing is he can't perceive it in the same way that like his fans can't perceive it. He should have publicly apologized to everyone after they collaborated to trash him, and he didn't, so he fucked up.
He should have publicly apologized to everyone after they collaborated to trash him, and he didn't, so he fucked up. LOL. Truly based chatter. I did want to talk about this real quick too, because it was interesting. So got to give our shout out to Mr. Papa Gut, because Papa Gut did a reaction. So I'm not going to do a reaction because it's kind of a long video anyways. But Papa Gut did a reaction of
get $20 off.
He did a content cop on psychology in Seattle. Oh no, what dirt does he have? But basically, Dr. Honda, Dr. Kia over here, he made a video basically shitting on Ethan, and then took it down after Ethan contacted him. Ethan is a little too nice, and I think that is one of the biggest complaints that we can have towards Ethan. It wasn't an apology. It was her just faking if she did apologize. I don't even know. But Dr. Honda basically said that he knew about the CPS stuff and it didn't change what he said, and then kind of was fine with all of this until he started getting hate, basically, and then took the video down. So it's not up on his channel anymore. So if you want to go find it, I would recommend going and watching the Papa Gut reaction. You get to watch him play God of War. Should I start playing God of War? But Psychology in Seattle, yes. He gave Ethan an A+ rating, and he couldn't even give his own video the grace of being posted. How sad, how pathetic. Considering Dr. Kirk Honda has zero information from Ethan's side of the story, I didn't think it was as bad as it could be. I mean, for him to not have both sides of the story and make a like take a position anyways, I think was probably the main issue. Like it seems it was just really dumb for him to do. Let's see, are we live? Still no thumbnail or title? What is happening? Pope died of cringe after JD Vance visited him. Insane. I love how people keep saying that Ethan attacked first. I never heard of Denims or Frogan until Ethan started talking about them. And he did that because they were talking shit about him. Yeah, Dr. Honda just completely deleted the video because he could not. He said, no, this isn't good enough. I can't do it. I think Papa God also did. Oompaville also did a bit, didn't he? I don't think he posted it yet. Oompaville also did a reaction to the content cop and was like, don't you guys see, this is why Ethan doesn't, he just doesn't make a lot of sense. He's a big hypocrite, really. Honestly, Oompaville kind of pissed me off just because I don't expect him to be some smart guy. I know he was homeschooled. But what was the point of even attempting to make that video? Papa Gut needs to upload this. 2 human skulls. Deleted Oompa content cop reaction. Go become a member. And you can watch it right now or wait until he posts it. Ooh, if he gets the apology from Dr. Honda, that would be fucking Idubbbz would watch the video and it'd literally be like like just getting shot a million times. That would be incredible. No, yeah, Oompa. Can we just give him the stupid pass? Can that be what we let him off on? There was literally a part, I think it was the when he talks about the Kirk Honda part, Oompaville goes, can I find the actual video? Oompa content cop re-upload. Oompaville reaction. Oh, can I not? Sorry, Papa God, I'm oh my God. Just the N-word right in the fucking thumbnail? How can you post that? Sorry, Papa God, I'm not a member, but basically what he said was, what was it? He was like, oh, Ian went to get his grade changed from an A+ to a B-, which I think was great. And then he just moves on. And it's like, you're not even going to give us like a comment, like an explanation as to why you thought that was funny or good or what. Like say anything else. It was just so weird. Like a lot of the stuff he was just saying was like, oh yeah, that's a good point. Oh, that's a good idea. I wish I would have done that. And I think that's probably why he deleted it. He can get one stupid pass, yeah. No, I think that's why he deleted it, because he realized that it wasn't. Someone in the comments or someone in Papa Gut's chat said he got 10% dislikes and then got scared, so he deleted it, which is possible. It's definitely possible, I have to say. Of course. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you to all of you who have stopped in. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers, so like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm doing this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to talk about the stream, except for Friday of the 8th, because I have to go to a graduation. Besides that, I will be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But yes, we don't need to watch this clip anymore. Everybody's seen it, and I watched it previously on stream. Here, should we just scroll the Reddit for a second? Let's do that. I like scrolling from new. Poll? Oh yeah, we need to do poll. Oop. Almost forgot again. How late will the H3 podcast, H3 show, start today? 10 minutes? I don't think we're going to get 10 minutes. I'm going to change that to 15 minutes. 20. Exactly. Us fan channels just need to stick together. 20-minute gang. I'd say my guess is probably, I'm hoping for 20 minutes, but the fact that there's still no thumbnail, we're still waiting on a thumbnail and a title. Come on, guys, you got something super easy today. Just put the what? But yeah, so I'm gonna guess 30. That's my guess, just because it's such a, we just don't have anything. But yes, let's scroll through Reddit for a second while we wait. Ethan, please explain. If you think someone is breaking terms of service, please report. Is Bad Empanada on Patreon or something? Is that what it is? Oh. Thank you for reaching out to the Patreon Trust and Safety team. We have received your request. Please rest assured that your inquiry is important to us, and we're committed to providing a timely response. Our team will review your request and aim to reply as soon as possible. Please note that our expected response time is within 5 business days. And our team, okay, here's the thing. I don't think you should just blindly go to his Patreon and just mass report it. But if someone is already following the Patreon and sees that he's doing things, maybe don't report it, just fucking send it over to Ethan. Honestly. Because mass reporting it is just it's not gonna do anything. If anything, it's gonna give him a buffer for the next time that he actually does do something fucked up and they go, oh, people were mass reporting him before. It makes sense that Bad Empanada's on Patreon. I mean, where else would he be able to say the shit he says? It has to be behind a paywall. I mean, terrorists or terrorist organizations. Does he have the video of him, shooting the IDF soldiers on his Patreon? Because that would definitely be means to get it taken down. But again, I'm not paying this man even $5 or whatever it is just to try and get him banned. But again, if someone is already in there because they like to hate watch, they just send this image. That's all you got to do. If you just send this image to them, they'll go, oh God, get this guy off our site immediately. Oh, debunking the serial numbers on the skull. What? Just to give clarification to everyone, the tag you see on the skull images, those are not serial numbers. Serial numbers are unique. Okay, this kind of doesn't matter because... Oh, okay, if that's all it is, that would make it more interesting. Do all of them have it? Those are not serial numbers. Those are not serial numbers. Serial numbers are unique attributions to each item in order to check if there is a quality issue in case there is a complaint, guarantee checks or internal quality checks, etc. There is no reason to give a human skull a serial number. Much like stores don't put serial numbers on food products most of the time. Those are SKU numbers. SKU numbers are for inventory purposes. They mean stock keeping units. Meaning inventory managers can have an easier time tracking the number of items they have for an item type. So if they want to know if a skull type A there are, how much skull type A there are, they do not count the number of they do a count on the number of SKUs available. To reinforce the argument, there is a quantity option on the website for the skulls. You can order 4 or 5 skulls with the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's why the item number was back at the store. It was never gone. They probably just restock or they had to hold purchases on that item because of the FBI investigation. That is interesting, but I would also question if this, because maybe that's true for these, but individual skulls that are unique, you know what I mean? Each one's unique. They might have all their own independent SKUs. So I don't know if this is necessarily a pure debunking, but that is an interesting claim. Ooh, we got a thumbnail? There we go. Isn't this the... Huh. I didn't know. I honestly... Oh my god. I hate trying to zoom in on Reddit. I didn't know Ethan was a Minecraft fan. Interesting. They sent 2 human skulls to my house. Come on. You couldn't have put this up 20 minutes ago? Come on, man. Shop, shop. Shop, shop. Thumbnail boy. Yeah, we're all skull experts. I'm actually they call me a skeletologist. I know everything there is to know about the human skeleton. The harsh reality around Ian and Anissa's running creator clash. Creator Clash 3 is running against Jake Paul's boxing match and the UFC. In-person ticket sales are going really underwhelming. Are looking really... sales look like they're going... Okay, this is like a mistype, I think, Mr. Diorio. Or am I reading this wrong? In-person ticket sales are looking... Okay, I think you just meant to put are looking really underwhelming. It's time to have a serious talk about the viability of this event and why they were supported in the announcement. I personally think people who fuck up charity shouldn't be encouraged to host more charity events. If you mismanage funds and then beg your fans to donate more after the fact in a shame stream, I think you should hang up the gloves. Why am I alone in this? Honestly, good point, Mr. Diorio. We are 2 months again, and I have seen no positive promotion for this event. The most notable discussion I've heard about CC3 was when Lena had a panic attack in the H3 podcast bathroom because Ian backstabbed her boss/friend while they were live. That is probably the only thing I've heard about it as well. But Mr. Diorio coming in with the heat, it looks like. If they don't give refunds, that's going to be a bigger scandal than the content cop, if we're being honest. If people are requesting refunds and they don't give them to them, ugh. No, our audience, I mean, the H3 audience as a whole, like, it was directive. Honestly, Ethan knows that, and that's why he doesn't go, hey, go hate on these people, go talk shit to these people, because he knows when he points the fan base in a direction, they go there. So he knew, oh, my friend Ian is doing Creator Clash. Let's do here. Let's promote it. Oh, AB wants to be involved. Let's promote it even more. Perfect. But it's like they want to act like that is like that bleeds over into all the hate that other people get, when it's like, bro, some of the hate you get is from you. I know I do a lot of hating, but that's me. I'm my own person. Are looking? It's the truth. I am looking. I don't know why that's still up. I'm just waiting now for this to pop up, but I know the audio is just going to blast in my ear as soon as it does, so I'm waiting for that. Chat, how we feel about this watch? How we feel AB this watch? AB. Trump has fucking watches? Is this a joke? Trump watches. Are these not related to... Oh, no. Trump watches are not designed, manufactured, distributed, or sold by Donald J. Trump, the Trump Organization, or any of the respective affiliates or principals. The Best Watches on Earth LLC uses the Trump name, image, and likeness under a paid licensing agreement, which may be terminated or revoked. Okay. Trump watches are intended as collectible items for individual enjoyment only, not for investment purposes. The images shown are for illustration purposes only and may not be exact representations of the product. These watches are not political and have nothing to do with any political campaign. It's saying there's a license term, which means, yeah, they paid Trump some amount of money, probably a lot, to use his name for their watches, and none of the money is going to benefit any type of politics. This is just ways for people to support this company that already paid Trump, it sounds like. Amazing. Truly fucking amazing stuff. I sound like Zach? Should I sing one of his songs? I don't know any of them by heart, I gotta be honest. Zach Lewis. Spotify. Wait, isn't this... He did One Last Breath by Creed? I'm gonna listen to this later. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. I'm pretty sure AB helped edit the new video. The music during Bad Empanada's creepy video is a pitched down version of Palpatine's teachings, Star Wars Episode 3. Now we're getting into the conspiracy mode. I'm actually gonna, I need to hear now. Is my video gonna get taken down now? Because
Kids.
Listen for a second. Oh, it totally is. I don't even need to pull it back up from the video. The fact that somebody even recognized that is amazing. They go, I know that drone. Like, how many, like, droning sounds like that are there in movies? Like, I feel like that's such a common noise. Okay. Regarding the Jordan Peterson comment, ever since the harassment started, a lot of people have been bringing up Jordan Peterson's tweet from 2015, or January 15th, 2022, not 2015. That would be way too long ago. You will be held to higher and higher and soon impossible to maintain ethical standards by the very mob you currently wish to please. Then you will make a mistake and they will devour you with glee. Please, take this warning seriously. I liked you. While I understand why people refer to this quote often given the current circumstances, I feel like people keep treating it like it's a dark omen that Ethan should have seen coming. Yes, Ethan is a leftist, and he's very opinionated, but he's always been the type to form his own opinions. He has never tried to fit within some box and make everyone happy. Ethan has always been the one to stand up and tell people his perspective, whether the people agree or not. This quote would only apply to Ethan if... See, the reason it doesn't apply to Ethan is because it's true, but it's only true... It's becoming true for Ian. It'll become even more true for Ian as we grow, farther into this drama. But, like, really, Ethan got this thing from Jordan Peterson because, like, I don't remember the exact context, but, like, it's because he was saying something that Jordan doesn't agree with, something that he thinks goes against his values or whatever. I have a speech impediment now, or whatever. But, yeah, man, being against the ethno-state is such a highly ethical standard, and I love so much to see one of my favorite content creators do it. Again, you haven't provided one piece of explanation as to why you think it's an ethno-state. And it's not that Ian is too woke for wanting to stand up against a genocide. Ian is too woke for always trying to please the people that come at him. The people that act like he's not doing enough. He folds to everyone except for this conflict with Ethan. He has folded time and time again, changing his values, changing like what he says. you should change your values as you grow older. You should mature. You should, believe in things that you didn't believe in when you were younger. But you shouldn't wholly change your identity. That brings into question if you've ever been a real person and if you will ever be a real person. I mean, Lena has a way out. I mean, it sounds like they're willing to pay her if she wants to.
Do you have your passport?
There we go.
Did you get your shots?
We're live, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. We got 90 people in today. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it. Go check out the stream. Except for you, Bizu. If I see you in the stream, I fucking know what you're doing. But thank you, everybody. Ooh, he did violate informed consent, which is true. But again, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I will be back again Wednesday and Friday, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will be doing it again and again and again and again and again. Thank you. And this is Captain Quasar signing off.